Hello, coaches. Coach Perkin here. I have a documentation video for you guys for the research that I've been conducting all semester on our student athletes and myself. And that is, the question really was, what happens to young Aggie football players when I support their transition to our culture? For you coaches that, have helped out through the semester, I highly appreciate you guys. And even for you coaches that, didn't participate, you participated by, just being around and being yourself and giving me the opportunity to learn from you throughout this semester. So I appreciate you as well. So there's a couple of things that I would like to talk about with you guys and just things I've seen from our standpoint as coaches, from being around you guys, and also looking at it from the player standpoint, and seeing how we're kind of doing things and how, more of myself, how I have affected them and everything. So, one of the things I talk to the players about is called the sociocultural theory. And that's just basically, we just summarize that real fast is, understanding the differences in powers and the power structure of what's going on in your culture. It's basically understanding a head coach who has the power of the word, the say, and me being a GA, understanding, you guys as position coaches, I always have a respect for people, but your word holds more weight than my word, and understanding that and respecting that. I talked to some of the players, and I also utilize them in the research. And what I have learned is that not everybody's learning the same. So with that being said, not everybody's learning the same. I think sometimes, working with you, coach, directly, is you're more of the, what we would say, the hard ass, and I'm the nice guy. So should we say good cop, bad cop type of act? I'm not saying either way is better, but some players respond, better to a coach that's just talking to them, or some others respond better to a coach that's just yelling at them. That, everybody's learned different. It just depends on what they've grown up in and everything. And even after we have days of practice, there's times where we just walk off and, I can pull some guys aside, and or they come up to me and have some questions. I just give them some answers, talk to them from what I've seen, and I'll look at the film tape, and then we'll go about it again later. And I think that's been a big help in some of the transition for our guys, because, it's crucial to keep them engaged. I don't believe in brushing them off and pushing them aside. I believe in pulling them closer, getting to know them on a little more of a personal level, not so much just a football, but if I get to talk to them, just, hey, man, how's life going? Come in the office and just come and hang out and stuff like that so we can get to know you a little bit better. You got to put that in there. You just come in the office, come hang out, and then, you start to learn more about people. It's like even with you guys. None of the coaches ever used to come into the GA office, but now we got coaches popping in there. We're having great conversations about life things, football. What do we think? What do we see? And now it's kind of sometimes with things is debate. Like I'm talking about why I think we should do this, or, and stuff like that. And then you guys have your own side of it. We kind of learn off of each other, because coaches look for people to mentor them as well. So that's exactly how the players are. It kind of gives them an opportunity to come in and feel like they can have an open conversation with me. And we just sit down there and talk, and I get to hear their side of things and what they think about whatever is going on and stuff like that. And then I can give them feedback to how I think about it, sympathize for them, encourage them, hold them up, or anything like that. So these are some of the things that I've learned just, through the research that I've been conducting throughout the semester. That's one of the crucial things that we try to learn about throughout the semester, even in our Bible study, is that whole thing throughout this past semester was all about mentorship, and how do we do that? How do we support people, and one of the things that you guys use, one of you coaches who use is pat them on the butt and they crap in your hand. I haven't experienced that. And I understand that some of you guys have been through some things and, you don't want to go through it again. So I can understand, But at the same time, I don't truly believe in that. So just because you went through it doesn't mean I'm going to go through it. I feel like I got to make my own mistakes, stumble and fall and learn. I appreciate the help of trying to, keep me above water and stuff. Sometimes I got to, throw me in the deep end. I got to sink or swim. I got to learn the hard way. Maybe I am being too nice sometimes. But that's just the way I am. I want a good environment, a happy environment. I'm always smiling, coming in there like I expect the players to do, with good positive attitudes, always showing up on time, which is early. Early is on time, and coming there smiling all the time, trying to keep the good vibes up. You need good energy to have good things happen. So this is also another thing that I learned during the research, from you guys. Now, I'm not saying any of this stuff is bad or anything, but this is just some of the stuff that I have learned from you, and just going out in the field with the players or just doing anything, and seeing how things are going. These are also things the way I learned with them. There's a couple pictures I want to show you. Don't mind my photo gallery. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys. So the reason I want to show these pictures, or this picture right here, is because all of these young men I have had the opportunity to be around and grow, myself, and help influence them in a positive manner. And these are all these guys right here. I used to always talk to them aside from football, outside in the calf, in the basketball gym, go run, play basketball with them, out just in the community and stuff. Especially this one right here, 19, on this big cheesy smile. It's my little brother, and supporting him his whole life. And I'm happy to say that all of these guys in this picture are graduated with a college degree. And I'm not saying that's my fault. Like I just am very happy to have had an opportunity to impact these young men's lives in a positive manner. And they're achieving goals that they had probably, when they were younger, never truly understood, the possibility of this even happening. And now look at them, the smiles on their faces. Some of them are a couple in the NFL, a couple doing engineering, biomolecular. Like, the sky's the limit for these guys. And I think the way I have been with a lot of them, talking to them, influencing them in a positive way, seeing how their life is going, just checking up on somebody, because everybody wants to be checked up on. A lot of people don't know how to ask for help. So it's hard for them to ask for help. But you know what? I let them know my doors are always open for them, as your guys' are. But it's a little easier for me because I'm younger, so I'm able to kind of connect with the way they do things a little bit more. Like, they love to play video games. I love to play video games. I know you guys don't like video games that much, but it's just something I like to do. It's a hobby of mine. A couple of them like to go fishing. I love to go fishing. So they have talked to me multiple times about going and do that. So I think doing things outside of the football world and just, being a true human and letting them understand that I am a human, we are humans as well, it gains a better trust between each other, and without trust, there's nothing. And there's one more thing I wanted to share with you guys, and that's kind of like some of our playbook stuff. I know it's going to be foreign to you guys, but it's okay. So what I want you to look here is, you see all these pages that I'm scrolling through, all this information that all of our guys have to know on a daily basis. And we go out to practice and everything, and this isn't even all of it. It's about a 230-page playbook, right? So what I like to do is I'll put meetings aside, during the day when they get done with their lifting session, come through, we'll have a little film session, and we'll kind of go over the calls and, things. So just in case, because sometimes when we have these meetings, they be 15, 20 minutes long, and then we got to get to practice for 3 hours, and they're expected to go out there and perform and know it like in the back of our hand, like us coaches do. So I try to take advantage of any extra time that they got to help them, so they can take advantage of the time that they get when they get onto the field to be able to perform at their best capabilities. That's just something, that's what I like to do. And, that it helps me feel like a better person to see them go out there and have success, and we're not screaming at them. And, it helps you out. It makes your life a lot easier as well as a coach. You don't have to sit there and scream and yell at them like they're not paying attention, even though they are. It's just taking a little longer to process. Some people can read a book and understand it, you know, but others, they need it broken down to the very minute stage. And that's what I like to do. I pay attention to the little details, the finer things, and fine tune that. And then we'll slowly move up the ladder. But when we move up, we're going to have the foundation set. So then it's going to be picking up on the things like this because everything ties into each other. You know, we talked a lot about the research, and I'll just give a quick synopsis of the video. Basically, through my research, I have learned a lot of things, how to treat players, and sometimes you got to let them do their own thing and let them figure it out on their own. Other times you got to pull them even closer to you because a lot of the times some of these guys, they first times being away from home and they're searching for somebody to take care of them. They're searching for a father figure. So what do? They act out. And I have learned to not just get influenced or believe everything that I see, but to be supportive of everybody and be understanding of everybody else's situation. So with that being said, gentlemen, I'm going to conclude this. I thank you guys for taking the time to pay attention to this. And I would take any feedback that you guys have for me. And thank you guys. Enjoy your holidays with your family. Look forward to seeing you guys in January so we can get back on track so we can have our season coming up. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.